Welcome, everyone. I am Leslie Hill, the Program Director of the Women's Entrepreneurial Opportunity Center. And typically on every Thursday around noon, we go live. The first Thursday of the month is a mentor moment. The second Thursday is an on-air coaching call. The third Thursday is a therapy Thursday where we have a client come on and talk to a licensed mental health provider. And then the fourth is a Q&A. Now today is the on-air call coaching call. And our client was unable to meet with us. So what I'm going to do is coach you today. So last month, what happened was we had a training. We did a live stream of the Story Brand, which is this marketing, clarifying your message training. And we have someone in town that does that so well. It's called Crown Jewel Marketing. They're amazing. But I'm going to walk you through just a little bit of the framework about what goes through story branding, your message and your website. And this way, you can very quickly and clearly provide a precise message of your business. So I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to first open up to the StoryBrand website. So just so you're clear, this is StoryBrand. And there is a book on this concept. And this was the live stream that we hosted last month. It's in order to help you clarify your message so more customers engage with you. It's creating a clear message and a 5-part marketing plan for your business at the StoryBrand Marketing Livestream. It tells you the dates, and it immediately allows you to register. Allows you to register here and here. So it is a good sales page as well as being beautiful. Now the StoryBrand concept is this. You have a character with a problem who meets a guide, gives them this plan, and gives them the way to do this. And if they follow this plan and do this, then they will find success. Or this is what happens if they don't follow the plan, there's failure. So a good example is always Star Wars. So many of us know this movie series, but even if you do not, that's okay. It'll still make sense. So Luke Skywalker is the character, and he has a problem. It's that the evil empire is after him, which is also his dad. And with this problem, he needs to figure out how to conquer the empire, correct? So he finds out that he needs a guide. So he actually has two, Obi-Wan Kenobi, who gets him in touch with Yoda. And I'm pretty sure everyone has seen Yoda, whether or not you know the movie series. And then these two train Luke. They give him everything he needs, which is already inside of him, and helps him figure out how to create this plan to take over this empire or to win it back, whatever. So he has to trust the Force. He has to give his whole self over to this. And by doing that, he has to learn the ways of being a Jedi. And then he has to practice it. And then he can overcome his problem. So the action they want him to take is to fight, but only fight in the ways that a Jedi would fight. So that is his action. Now, if he does not do this because it's hard, and if he gives up, then he fails. And, the rebellion is crushed and everything goes bad. But if he follows the direction that they taught him and he fights with all of this knowledge, then he destroys the Death Star and everything is grand, until the next movie series. Can you see how this might be able to work for your business? The whole concept around this is that we love to watch movies, we love to read books, we love stories. And the reason is because there's a conflict and a resolution. And these are all the parts of a story. So let me walk you through a client that I'm working with right now, who is called Partly Whimsical. It's Vanessa Hayden. And Vanessa was just on TV. She went through our breakthrough program, which is an 8-week course that we take clients through, and then they graduate into being coached by a Nick coach or myself, whatever makes sense, whose ever calendar they can get on, really. So Vanessa went through this program, and now she's come out on the other side. So now that she's graduated, I want to show you her website. And then we're going to talk through the context of the story brand for her website. I want to come back to this. So right off the bat, you have a stay connected. If you're thinking in that story concept, this is where, if you're looking through Netflix or Amazon and you're trying to figure out what you want to watch for the day, just a little picture and a thing that says, stay in touch and get updates. Is that going to make you want to watch that particular movie on Netflix? Probably not, right? You don't know anything about it yet. You don't want to be updated on anything because you have no idea what the movie's about. So this is the trailer version. You need to hook them here. One thing that Vanessa could be doing at this point in time is sign up for your do-it-yourself space, space layout. We could figure out how to word it, but it'll make more sense once we get into her website. So we want to give them something that they want to take from us. People say that when we give our email address, it's like giving a company $20. So this, just stay updated and you don't know who I am, it's not really worth $20 probably to you. So now you've pushed past that and you're in the site. So it says Partly Whimsical is uniquely tailored room spaces for children with autism. That's wonderful. I know exactly what it is. I don't have to look any further to know what I'm getting myself into. This also says that this company is devoted to helping children with autism thrive in their space, be themselves, and have fun and flourish. I know that I can go up here and find out about their services and prices. I could find some testimonials. I'm not sure maybe what the resources used are, but I know I'm going to want these 2 buttons at some point in time. I could find the about, and I can either schedule a consultation or I can contact them. And I'm wondering if there's something I do to log in, if there are courses once I'm on this site that I can log in and take, or maybe it's for my information. We'll find out. So the good thing is I don't have to scroll any farther to know exactly what she's offering. So I'm guessing that Partly Whimsical is going to be my guide. Partly Whimsical creates uniquely tailored room spaces that are safer and fun for parents, caregivers, schools, and centers that have young children on the autism spectrum. So it must mean that she's going to help me create a space, a room of some sort that is revolving around helping kids on the spectrum thrive. It tells me where she offers these spaces or these opportunities, and then it shows me pictures. Maybe these are before and afters. Things that we can help kids do and enjoy maybe at lunchtime. if they're changing their routine, which is big for kids on the spectrum. So we can see some before and afters, this kind of thing. Now, if we think back to what we learned just back here, so we think our character is, I would say, a parent of a child on the spectrum, because that's who's going to buy our services. The problem is maybe they can't figure out how to create a space that will help their child on the spectrum really engage, feel safe, and thrive in their home. I'm also guessing that it could take what they're learning at therapy and extend it into their home. So notice the character is not partly whimsical. The character is the parent of the autistic child. Problem, and now the guide is partly whimsical. The guide is here to show the parent how to do this. How can I help you achieve this? Now, what is the plan? Do we know how to work with them? Right now, we know where we can hire them and what it's for, but we don't really know how to go about that. So if we swing up here to the services and pricing, let's see. It looks like I could have them create a full service room, do the entire room for me, which is probably purchasing things and then setting it up. Or we could just do part of a room. The decorator does the consultation, assesses the needs of the child, and orders the products or furniture. The parent or caregiver installs it all. So almost like, here is the plan, now you execute. And then it looks like this is another option, but this is actually not something I would hire for. I would maybe want this work with me or not concept in a full service room or in the partial service room. So I might say, to partly whimsical, I'd love the work with me or not concept done on, this portion of the playroom upstairs. And the same thing with this. So maybe there's like a sensory space that we could do with the entire upstairs playroom. So these two need to fall under here as maybe options. So the first one would decide, do you want partial service or full service? Then the next thing would be, do you want to work with me or not? Or do you want a sensory? So deciding what you want to be done within those rooms. And then we can talk through in person what my needs are, what my child's needs are, what the design will be, and then how to go about it, whether partly whimsical will do it for me or if I want her to just give me the design. And then you implement the plan. And here's the money. So back to the story brand concept is the plan depends on what I want from partly whimsical. So if I know that I want a room designed. So let's say the plan is meet for a consultation. So you meet for the consultation, then you discuss, you assess the things, and then you implement. So that is the plan. That's what goes here, the 3-step plan. The call to action should be to set up the consultation, because that's the first step. It's the thing that you want the client to do at all times. And then the result should show, if you were to do story brand concept, the result should show almost like a before and after. What happens if you do not use her services? Bring out that pain point. If you don't hire someone to help you through this, you're going to be spending hours on blogs, listening to all these people who probably aren't even qualified, but you're trying to soak up some of their, their experience with their own children. So you're going through blogs. They may be Googling and trying to figure out all the right products they should have for this person, for their child. And so they're having all of these problems because they aren't just hiring a qualified professional to do this for them. And then the success should also be shown. It should show a child in their room utilizing the space. This could be even a video like we see here, where Vanessa, the owner, is coming in to decorate the space, and then you see the child playing and interacting with all the things that are in there. And then maybe you can go one step further to the testimonial where the parent would share just how great it is to work with Partly Whimsical. So I'm hoping that this makes sense as far as how you would use the StoryBrand concept. I want to reiterate that I really highly encourage you to talk to Crown Jewel Marketing because they're amazing at this. But if you can't hire someone right now, you can do this on something even like Wix. An example of that is just tweaking a few things. And here's something that Vanessa and I did yesterday, was we put her logo up here. We reduce the options that you have to select up here, but you always have the schedule the consultation because that's what you want. It's the contact us. It's the first step. We said it's an interior design devoted to helping children with autism thrive in their space, be themselves, and have fun. So we kept that. We want to make sure that they have a way to purchase right away or start the process. And then the next thing is they're going to want to see the transformations, those before and afters. So make it easy for them to connect with right away. We also added a picture of a child working in their space. So it reiterates what Partly Whimsical is offering. Now remember, the very first, what they have now is still wonderful. It still gets to the point you know what they do before you scroll down the page, which is what you want to happen. Here, we're just really drilling in what they do visually, verbally, and then providing them opportunities throughout to click the order here button to start the conversation. And just like in the StoryBrand framework where it says, you know the character, you have the problem. In any good sales routine, you bring out the pain points, the problem, all the time to remind the client or the potential client why they want to hire you. So here we're saying, what's keeping you from creating your space? Yes, most of us can do it. We all love our children so much and we want the best for them. So I'm sure you're already overwhelmed by too many bloggers' viewpoints. You're looking to do it. There's just a lack of expertise to create the specific space that you want for your child. If you're going to do it, you want to do it right, but you don't really know what's right. And then there's just not enough time in the day to achieve this ideal space for them. And this gets the client to understand that you know exactly what your client is going through. And then as we build out the page, we'll explain what the result could be. So we give, and what the plan is. So we know the problem, they've met Partly Whimsical. Now the plan is, and we'll just bring this over from here and put it back on her site. The plan is to schedule that first consultation and then let's go in and do the assessment. and figure out what you need. Okay. So I hope that was good in absence of our client. I kind of just recapped what we worked on yesterday with a client. Thank you so much for just supporting all business builders across Northeast Indiana. And I hope to see you next Thursday for Therapy Thursday, where we will talk with a client and a mental health provider.